Things keep getting worse for Chibs the Idiot's Dumpster Fire the sequel. Not only are the ratings still in the toilet, but the BBC is about to lose its license fee. Or in other words, this show is about to get flushed down the toilet, like the liquid excrement it is. Oh, this is a glorious day. You idiots went woke, and now you're gonna go broke. Last Sunday, we got treated to another mind-numbingly dull episode with the haunting of Villa de I Don't Give a Shit. Dr. Nasty and her fam just show up at the door in 1816 to witness Mary Shelley write Frankenstein or some crap. Now, before proceeding, this episode features Mary Shelley and a Cyberman. Now, where have I seen this before? Oh yeah, Big Finish released this story called Silver Turk back in 2011, which featured Mary Shelley and a Cyberman. You idiots had 10 episodes to come up with. And on top of the garbage dump you've already offered this series, you also had to rip off Big Finish. Well, considering your writer hasn't done much beyond Emmerdale, then I guess that only makes sense. If you don't know what the hell you're doing, then just rip off something much better. This disaster of a show just seems to swing from being a woke disaster to being less interesting than watching paint after it's dried. This one swings towards the latter. But don't worry, these idiots make special care to make Lord Byron into a complete idiot. I don't know much about the history of Lord Byron, and I really don't care, but I guess he was involved in a few sexual scandals. Well then, I guess I know why he was included. The only interesting part of watching this borefest was watching a ridiculous dance sequence where we get to watch Dr. Nasty dance like a duck. And then Graham has to pee, because he's an old white dude, and old white dudes have to pee. Good lord! We meet Mary Shelley's husband, Percy, who's also portrayed like an idiot, and their infant son. Byron suggests they write ghost stories. Well, whatever they come up with, it must be better than this plot. But then, oh no, Percy goes missing. Whatever, nobody cares. Then wacky things start happening as Dr. Nasty's fam go out of their way to describe everything in detail as if we can't already see what's happening on screen. This is script writing at its finest, folks. Then there's an apparition, which turns into a Cyberman, and I'm almost sad at how much I don't care. And of course, the Cyberman is Mary Shelley's inspiration for Frankenstein. Gee, I'm sure nobody saw that coming. They link this to poor forced to appear in this atrocity Captain Jack's warning about the lone Cyberman. Yep, this is Chibs the Idiot's idea of cleverness. The Cyberman is looking for some liquid crap that has the collective knowledge of the Cybermen. Cyberman ran out of power, but then he gets struck by lightning, and all is well again. Good. Now finish Dr. Nasty and her fam off. Then we learn that crazy Percy has been possessed by the magic plot device Cyberliquid. Then Dr. Nasty reminds us of just how much she sucks by letting the Cyberman have the Cyberliquid. Great job! This leads into the setup for the series finale that absolutely nobody is excited for. Well, except for some desperate people that can't admit how terrible this show is, and a few ideologues that have turned this poor show into a symbol to express their hatred. Good lord, what has happened to this show? This is all your fault, BBC. There really isn't much to summarize here. It's another terrible, unoriginal, and partially plagiarized story that Chibs and friends are trying to pass off as entertainment. This is what happens, folks, when you decide to put diversity and inclusion first and foremost at every level. You leave out competent people and those that are interested in writing a good story over woke talking points. It's almost beyond imagination as to how this franchise has completely fallen off a cliff in so short a period of time. And again, we all know who is to blame, BBC. Speaking of the BBC, things ain't going so well for them at the moment. If you, like many of us, are not happy with what Chibs the Idiot and the BBC have done to the show formerly known as Doctor Who, now known as Shit, then I would encourage you to contact them directly through BBC Complaints. Just Google BBC and complaints. I would post the direct link, but anytime I so much as mention the BBC in my video description, I get instantly demonetized. If you happen to see the link in the description, then that means I've been demonetized. I want to stress, be respectful but direct with your official complaints. I think the show is probably beyond saving at this point, and I don't think much will change, but we need to make it clear to the BBC what they have done. Panic is ensuing over the upcoming loss of the license fee, so let's intensify that panic. You idiots did it to yourselves. You chose to get woke, then you doubled down on that wokeness and destroyed this nearly 55-year-old franchise in the process. And thanks to Boris, now you're gonna go broke. And that's it for today. Don't forget to subscribe and check your subscription and notification status because YouTube is being shady on these things lately, and follow me on Twitter. And as always, everyone, thank you for watching and have a great day.